Music, dance, theater. It's time to take a seat on the aisle with Tom Alvarez. Hear from performers, producers, presenters, and creators who enrich our lives in the performing arts. Who's on stage? Here is Tom Alvarez to introduce you.
Hello, and welcome to On the Aisle with me, Tom Alvarez. My guest on today's episode is Ashley Nicole Soprano, a classically trained operatic coloratura soprano, as well as a singer, songwriter, and music producer. Join me now as I go on the aisle with the performer who bills herself as a voice of heart, hope, and elegance.
I'm tired of trying so hard, never getting anywhere. Big dreams, big bills to pay. Hard road to hoe, never reap, always sow. What's so great about a degree? I'm burned out, I'm tired out, never catching a break. Win one, lose 10, never gets me motivated. Stop the madness, I want fun, I want to live my life. It has begun to rain on this parade. It was only a charade.
You're listening to Ashley Nicole Soprano sing Charade. Join me now as I go on the aisle with Ashley. Welcome, Ashley Nicole Soprano. So tell me, that is your stage name, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, tell me about its origin or its genesis.
Yes, of course. Well, first I just want to say it's such an honor to be able to spend this time with you this morning, Tom.
Well, thank you. The honor's all mine, really, though. Okay, we'll get into why later.
Oh, well, you're such an integral part of the arts community, and it's really such an honor to be here. Ashley Nicole Soprano is my official artist name. It's intentionally chosen because soprano is more than a title. It's a declaration. It's an honor to my operatic background, but it also represents the classical crossover artist that I've become. And so that's my official artist name, yes.
And you are, in fact, a coloratura soprano. For those listening who don't know what that means, explain.
Coloratura soprano is the highest female voice in the opera world. There's many different female voices, and contralto being the lowest, and coloratura soprano being the very highest.
How was that determined in your journey as a singer? And again, explain why that is special in terms of the range.
Right, of course, yes. Highest and lowest range, of course. All voices are beautiful, of course. Well, you see, when I first started taking voice lessons, I didn't start out as a singer as a child. I started out with piano, but through my piano study, I wanted to sing, but my piano teacher suggested that I take voice lessons to help with my piano. And so at my very first voice lesson, my teacher, she did some warm-up scales, and she just kept playing higher and higher and higher, and I kept singing higher and higher, and she says, "Ashley, you're a coloratura soprano." And I said, what does that mean? She says, well, your voice is naturally the most highest female voice, but over time, I've learned to sing in a wide range of music. Now I sing everything from classical opera in the highest range to even Patsy Cline in the lowest range. Patsy Cline was a contralto, but I sing a lot of her songs as well, so I've really had to stretch my range. So now my range is about 3.5 octaves.
Explain what octave is for people who aren't musicians who are listening.
So an octave is notes in a scale. So usually you'll start at middle C and then it goes up to C. So there's 12 tones in the scale, and So there's...
So you can do a high C, the noted high C that great singers are capable of doing. And a lot of people on Broadway like to emulate that. In fact, you hear a lot of high Cs these days, don't you?
Yes.
And big finishes, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite, is to sing the high note at the end and hold it as long as I can. It's kind of my signature. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to my comment about it's my honor. I saw you in a Gregory Hancock Dance Company performance of Spring Equinox last April, was it?
Yes, that's right.
And you were featured, you did a piece called Lady of Krakow. And it really knocked my socks off. I had not heard of you. I had never seen you perform. And I know that when you go to a Gregory Hancock concert, that you can always expect the unusual. You know, his repertoire is unlike anybody else's in town, or I mean, even regionally that I know of. Maybe nationally, but you just don't see the kind of repertoire. And he's a world citizen, and he does a lot of work that focuses on other cultures, India, Mexico, Eastern Europe, and on and on and on. And so this show wasn't it a collection of various of his works?
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me about your piece. Tell our audiences about Lady of Krakow.
Yes, I'm so glad that you were able to attend the performance, and thank you so much for the review as well on your website. And so, yes, Gregory is just so incredible, and it was such a magical experience for me to be able to work with him. And so The Lady of Krakow, this was the world premiere of The Lady of Krakow, and when Gregory visited Krakow, Poland, there was a street performer that really caught his attention, and she would always come out and she would sing in front of the church, and he would go and listen to her every evening, and it was just so beautiful the way that she sang that he remembered the music, but he noticed that people would pass right by her without even noticing her, even though her voice was so beautiful. He thought that was really a reflection of how a lot of times in life we don't recognize the beauty that surrounds us and we take it for granted. And so he really wanted to capture that moment in this piece, The Lady of Krakow. And so I was so honored to be able to represent the singer and to be able to bring Gregory's vision to life.
Had you known him previously?
Well, of course I'd heard of him, but I'd never gotten the chance to meet him before.
How did he find you?
I attended his Christmas performance last Christmas, the Winterfest.
Yes.
So I met him then, and I was introduced to him by my good friend Meg Osborne. And so I'm just so grateful that he gave me the opportunity to sing The Lady of Krakow. And he picked 3 of my favorite songs for me to sing as The Lady of Krakow from the classical crossover repertoire. And as classical crossover is my genre, my favorite genre, it was perfect.
Explain what that is again for our listeners.
So if you've heard of Andrea Bocelli or Sarah Brightman, they were really the ones to bring classical crossover to the public's attention. And there were many crossover artists before them, such as Mario Lanza and Catherine Grayson, and the singing style that really represented the golden age of musicals and the golden age of Hollywood. Those singers sang in a lyrical style that really almost sounds operatic to our ears today, as opposed to the way that pop singers sing now. But Andrea Bocelli and Sarah Brightman and my favorite musical, The Phantom of the Opera, are really representations of classical crossover because it brings a classical vocal training to a pop aesthetic that is widely appealing to a lot of us.
Those pieces that you sang were among my favorites. I know that. And of course, as a reviewer, you know, I see all kinds of music, including opera, Broadway, Great American Songbook. And you can interpret all that, right?
Yes, that's
You
right.
can do classical operas, Aida. You did Aida?
I did the Elixir of Love, Adina from the
Oh,
Elixir of Love.
okay.
Yes.
All right. I
And,
misread maybe.
Rosina.
Yeah.
From the
okay.
Barber of Seville. So those are the bel canto operas are my very favorites.
Who are some of your favorite opera singers?
Yes, of course. I love Anna Netrebko, Lily Pons, and Kathleen Battle.
Have you ever seen them perform?
I don't think so.
Kathleen Battle was actually here. It's been a while, but I had the great pleasure of seeing her at the Palladium in concert one time.
Oh, wow. That
It was
must have been
gorgeous
amazing.
in that space. A lot of other really famous people have been at the Palladium, but I haven't, not that I'm aware of opera singers or crossovers, as you say. Do you perform at cabaret? Have you done Great American Songbook in any cabaret situations or venues?
Not necessarily cabaret, but I perform regularly small private concerts of the Great American Songbook are some of my very favorite music to sing.
And what are some of the songs that are near and dear to your heart?
One of my favorites is Stardust.
Hoagie Carmichael.
Yes,
Indiana's Own.
that's right.
Yeah. Which ones
Which ones?
of his songs do you like?
Stardust is definitely my favorite. And I sing several of his other songs. I love Stormy Weather. I love With a Song in My Heart. So many of them.
The list is endless, right?
Yes.
So are you a fan of Michael Feinstein's?
Oh, yes. I haven't seen him yet, but he does so much for the arts community. And it's just incredible what he's brought to Carmel and to the Palladium. And I mean, he's the whole reason why I even knew about the songbook, is because of
Sure.
all the work
as
he's
you
done.
know, he's called the ambassador of the Great American Songbook, and he has been preserving and promoting it for most of his career. And are you aware of the Songbook Academy?
Yes.
Yeah, which by the time this airs, it will have been over, but that's coming up with 40 high school students from all over the country, keeping the flame alive, yeah?
That's right.
So let's go back and talk about your education. You went to Butler, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, what was that like?
It was amazing. It was a great training for me to learn what it takes to be successful in the music business now. And I learned all of my favorite arias, and I had a wonderful teacher there who really helped bring out my coloratura voice.
And who was that?
Dana Zanobi. It's very hard to find a coloratura soprano teacher, and so I was blessed that she was able to help me to learn the coloratura technique. So
Why did you choose Butler? I mean, you're from Indy, right?
that's right.
Yeah,
yes.
we'll get into that in a bit, but so why Butler?
Well, Butler always represented college to me when I was little. My mom went there, and so I just really felt like it was the perfect college for me. I loved the small campus and the fact that the teachers could give you individualized attention. It was a great experience. And
Yeah, they've
and-
acquired quite a reputation for their arts programs. And besides music and dance, of course, the ballet has become really renowned,
Yes.
actually, yeah. And the theater department as well. Did you do any student theater while you were there, or operas or musicals?
Yes, I did operas, and I took acting class when I
okay.
was there. And yeah.
What kind of roles did you do in theater, for instance, musicals? What types did you like? Did you do any leading ladies? You do characters? What did you do? What are some of the roles?
Yes, so my favorite roles were Adina from Elixir of Love and Rosina from The Barber of Seville. So those were leading ladies, and those are like I said, my favorite roles are the ones that are from the bel canto era of opera. But I decided that I wanted to be a crossover artist, and I love the concert stage. When you're playing a role, there's quite a bit of separation from the audience, and I really love the opportunity that concerts give to connect directly with my audience. I love to make eye contact with my audience members and to connect on them on a personal level. And I love to sing a wide variety of music as well. And so that's why I
So
love
the leading lady
concerts.
roles that you do are, I assume, like, ingenues usually. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so the acting, did you take it to enhance your performance? It used to be for me as an observer, as a critic, there was a time when opera singers, the acting wasn't so great in my estimation. It seems to have improved a lot,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Because it's not really about acting, I guess. It's about getting across the story of the song. And
I would say the characterization for me, the character itself, developing the character, and they can do both. They can sing the character. It just makes it more, I don't know, more powerful for me as a critic when I encounter a singer who has those multiple talents. Strong acting, strong singing, those are the ones that really get my attention.
Yes. Well, for me, any role that I play, a part of that character is a part of me, part of my own heart coming out. And
Well, I saw that on the stage in Lady of Krakow. You showed vulnerability, you showed kindness. That's what your character was, right?
yes.
And you were also, as I recall, with the people who were passing by, you were very open to them. Your character was, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a part of me that, with this character, the Lady of Krakow, I really reflected on my first performances, the very first recitals that I ever did with my first voice teacher. I remembered how I felt, and I do feel such a connection to my fans and to those who do stop to appreciate the beauty. And I appreciate with my whole heart that someone might recognize my voice and someone might enjoy it, or it might bless someone.
Do you work primarily in central Indiana, would you
Yes.
say? Yeah. And what is your choice? Why are you based in Indianapolis? Is there a reason?
The main reason's my family's here, and I grew up here, and it just kind of naturally, organically grew out of my experiences at Butler that I started to form connections here. And I think it is such a fast-growing artist community here. There's many opportunities, especially with Carmel and, all like Gregory. I mean, goodness.
Sure. Well, as you know, a lot of singers have this notion that if I'm really going to make it, I need to go to New York or to a bigger market. What are your thoughts about that?
I think that has been true for many years, but now with the internet and with recording, I have made fans all over the world through online. I work with Crossover Music Magazine, and
I'm not familiar with that magazine. I saw that in your bio. Tell me about it.
yeah, so it's owned by my friend Natasha Barbieri, and she has started this magazine. She started doing online concerts during the pandemic, and she's continued on with them ever since. And she regularly does collaborative concerts between many artists from all over the world for, I think, 4 concerts a year. And so I'm regularly on those online concerts. And
That's so interesting to me because during COVID, I interviewed a lot of big names, if
Yeah.
you will. And they did these shows in their living rooms.
that's right.
And many of them developed huge, worldwide audiences that actually increased their exposure. And, something as unfortunate, tragic as a pandemic gave them that opportunity to become known because people were glued to streaming and to television and the internet to be entertained and break through the isolation. So it sounds like it benefited you too, huh?
Well, I was still a student at the time
Ah.
when the pandemic first broke out. And so I was really just getting started in my career. So I wasn't really able to grow a massive fan base during that time. But I guess I sort of caught on the tail end of it. And so I do have a worldwide fan base, but small but mighty, as they say. And I love sharing with everybody all over the world.
Do you do Facebook live stream stuff? Do you do TikTok? What do you do? How do you market yourself?
So I'm going to do more live streaming, but I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, Twitter. I thought for a while TikTok was going to be banned, so I didn't really pursue that too much. I don't know if it still will be or not, but YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, it's all at Ashley Nicole Soprano.
Did Gregory live stream his concert? Did people see you in that show on the internet by any chance?
No, it wasn't, but I did post it on my YouTube channel, my performance, so you can check that out. It's under The Lady of Krakow.
Okay, so I can see it on YouTube. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Cool. Let's take a break and listen to Nicole singing her rendition of Two.
2 minutes you held my hand. 2 hours with you I spent. 2 years from now I'll see you again. Too many dreams I planned. You are my star. How far is too far away from you? Oh, now I know. Oh, now I know. I love you so. Oh, now I know. I love you forever. Oh, now I know. I love you so. I love you forever. I love you so. Oh, now I know. I love you so. Oh, now I know. Credo nell'amore.
So tell me about growing up you grew up in Indy. You know, I love hearing about people's backgrounds. Everyone's got a story, so I'm interested in from whence you sprang, your parents, where you went to school, what neighborhood you grew up in. Tell me anything you like about your background.
Well, I would say as a child I was very quiet. I loved to write in my diary and I loved to journal, but I wasn't really a singer like I mentioned earlier. It really all changed for me when my family was gifted a piano and I started to play music that came to my heart. My mom would say, "Where'd you learn that song?" And I would say, "I just made it up." But soon I began to fear that I might forget my songs. I had started taking piano lessons, and my piano teacher helped me to write my songs down. She taught me how to compose right away. And so ever since that, I started making more and more melodies. And then my family decided to move to Charleston, South Carolina. My brother went to the College of Charleston, and we're very close. And so my parents are like, "Well, that sounds like a fun adventure. Let's just all go to Charleston." So we spent that time in South Carolina, and that's where I met my next piano teacher, who was also my first voice teacher. She was a coloratura soprano as well, and so she taught me everything she knew from music theory to piano to voice. And so from that experience in Charleston, where there's, another great arts community with the Spoleto Festival.
And it's an incredible architectural feast for the eye.
Oh, absolutely.
Right
It's-
on the coast. One of my favorite places.
Oh, one of your favorite places, too?
Civil War history and all that. So, yeah. The culture.
The
yeah.
culture, yes, exactly. Yes.
Restaurants, too. Great.
And restaurants, great restaurants. Absolutely,
Yeah.
the food. It was all very inspiring for me, and a lot of the songs that I wrote came from my time there, and really incubated the desire to be a professional artist. And so then, returning back to Indiana, I wasn't sure where I wanted to go or what I wanted to do, and I knew that I wanted to be a songwriter, and I knew I loved classical crossover, and so I wanted to continue to pursue my classical training because I would listen to Sarah Brightman and Andrea Bocelli sing Time to Say Goodbye, and just their beautiful voices inspired me to continue to pursue the classical training. And so that's where I am now.
Tell me about your parents. What was their work?
Well, my parents aren't musicians at all, you know. My grandma wasn't an opera singer, and my parents weren't in the music business at all. My mom had her own business for the whole time I was growing up, and my dad was in real estate. So they always encouraged me to pursue my dream and pursue whatever made me happy
So
and
you-
fulfilled me.
You had a brother. Did you have other siblings?
Just my older brother. He studied classics. He studied Greek and Latin in college.
And where did you go to grade school, high school?
I went to public grade school, but I decided early on that homeschool was the best option for me. And so I did do homeschooling basically from middle school through high school. Homeschooling really allowed me to pursue music and to give it 110%, you know, to write songs.
Looking
and,
back, do you feel you missed out on anything being homeschooled?
You know, I did miss out on some things, but I just felt that music was a worthy sacrifice.
Sure.
A lot of women, they get to wear a gown maybe twice in their life, once to prom and once on their wedding day, but I get to wear a gown almost every day.
So I look at your beautiful dress. That's for those. I wish you could see it. It's a beautiful print, flowers.
Oh, thank you.
It's sort of a turquoise.
Yes.
type. And you know, you're quite a fashion statement. Your jewelry
Oh,
and
thank you.
your makeup, the whole look.
Thank you so much.
Are you a fashionista?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right. I can spot one when I see them. But yeah, that's a good point. That's one of the things I love about covering the performance arts, the presentation, you know, what people are wearing, and particularly in concerts and the fashion. It's a big part of it, right?
It's
Yeah.
a huge part.
Yeah. And, you know, whoever wrote your bio, did you write it? Because it was very interesting, the way the bio was written. It's very autobiographical. Did you write it?
Yes.
Well, I love the way you expressed yourself, and I can see it. You talked about you want to project elegance. What does elegance mean to you?
Oh, wow. Well, elegance is a lifestyle, I would say, and I just feel like elegance is it's the way you present yourself, it's the way that you think, it's the way that you treat
Style.
others as well.
And style, though, too, is part
And
of it,
style,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Did that influence come from your parents, your mother?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
She's a
and
very
she-
elegant lady.
Yeah, and also in your manner. It's very, yeah. You seem very old world in a way.
Yes, I absolutely am.
Yeah, that's probably one of the reasons you're drawn to those old stories, right?
Mm-hmm.
And communicating them.
And the old songs. I love the old songs and the old stories, the old movies.
You know what, I wondered if, when I asked you the question, do you feel you missed out on the social interaction that takes place in going to school, learning how to interact with strangers, blah, blah, blah. And did you still have a support system or friendships when you were growing up and studying at home by yourself?
Yes, I made good friends when I was very young, and I kept them throughout my young adult life and my high school time. So I did have friends, and even after I moved away from Indiana, I still stayed connected to my friends. But I'm actually quite an introvert, so it didn't really bother me too much that I wasn't too social.
That's the weird thing, isn't that? That's what I love too about performance. Many performing artists are extroverted introverts. Being in front of the lights and the huge crowds and all, but after the show's over, they just want to go home.
So true.
And well, it's exhausting work. I can't tell you how many celebrities I've talked to who said, I give it 110%, and when you have to meet and greet, you need to do all that comes with the business, but then you just want to be home because it's partly to rest and to refresh for the next time. Can you imagine what it must be like for Broadway performers, by the way, to do 8 shows a week? Have you ever done that?
I can't imagine. I have performed sometimes 3 shows a day. Sometimes when it's the busy season, especially around Christmas time, I have self-produced my own holiday show. And for those performances, I do, 2 1.5-hour shows.
Really? Tell
a day.
Me about these. Do you have a show that you do?
Yeah, it's called Holiday and More. And we did it in 2022 and 23 at the Cat Theater.
Oh, I know the Cat.
Yeah.
I'm also a producer and a cabaret producer, and we used to do our seasons there. Yeah. And you worked with Will.
Yeah, Will Wood?
Yes. Yeah. Wonderful, charming man.
Yes.
Very supportive and an advocate of the arts for sure, huh? And that's a really wonderful space for cabaret for us because it only held less than 100 people. What was your setup there? Was it in a cabaret format? The seats you could move around. Okay.
Yeah, it was concert style, so we set it up like a concert, and it was definitely a concert experience. And I sang all my favorite holiday songs. So the performing and building up the endurance to do long performances has been okay because of my opera training.
Sure. And who backed you up? Did you have just a pianist, or did you have a band, an orchestra? What did you have?
Well, the first year I did the whole show solo, and I used tracks. The second year I was joined by my friend Ashton Wolf, and he played some piano, and we used tracks.
Ashton, yeah. He's a playwright, actor, director. Okay. Talent. He does commercials and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's been to Hollywood recently and done some movie roles. So, he joined me the second year. But then the next year, I decided I wanted to continue working on my recordings. I've produced original music, and my album, Love Me, is on my website. I just put that out recently, and you can also stream the singles on Spotify and Apple Music. And I've been working on writing more original music and recording. And so I hope everybody checks it out. It's classical crossover, cinematic music. And also I wanted to mention that this Christmas, I'm so thrilled to announce that I'll be joining Anthony Nunziata during his Christmas performance at Broadway United Methodist. December 13th, we'll be singing a duet, and I'll be singing a couple songs. So I'm really looking forward to that.
What's your duet with Anthony? What is the duet?
The Prayer.
Oh, my goodness. Well, Anthony, I'm sure he'll listen to this. Anthony and I are good friends. We've known each other for a long time. Big supporter of his career. He actually did a fundraiser for Magic Thread Cabaret, our organization, and he's developed a fan base in central Indiana. So that's wonderful. It's a benefit for Broadway United Methodist, Indianapolis Men's Chorus, and another organization. It's a new group that benefits seniors. And the producer is Michael Schaefer. So you've met all these people, right?
Yes.
How did you meet Anthony?
Yes.
By the way, for people listening, Anthony is a concert recording star and cabaret star. And he's a crossover artist.
That's right.
And he can sing light opera, like the best of them. He does a lot of Italian arias and pop music and Broadway. Yeah, he can do it all. He's very dynamic on stage, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Had you performed with him before?
I haven't performed with him before, but I did attend his last concert, the Bocelli and Beyond, earlier this year.
And how were you chosen? Did he choose you, or a producer, or whom?
Yeah, so yes, he chose me, and I was introduced to him by Meg Osborne.
Of course. Yeah.
So I'm so grateful that I'm going to have the opportunity to sing with him, because I had heard of him and I'd wanted to sing with him for a long time. And so I'm so looking forward to it.
You know, he's a great mentor of young people, and he really, all of his shows, he usually includes students and people, like from Michael's Great American Songbook, for instance. But he also did a master class for Magic Thread Cabaret, and it was Feinstein's at the Carmichael, where we did it on stage. And the students were the senior class from the Indiana University Musical Theater Department. And to watch him interact with those students, many of whom were about to graduate, and they all went to New York and are hoping to be on Broadway. But yeah, he was an extraordinary teacher, and he really likes to champion young singers. So what a great contact for you.
Yes, and a little bird told me that you like all things Italian.
Oh, yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I have a great love for having a Latino background. You know, I'm really drawn to Romance languages. I studied Latin, so I'm always been really drawn to, and opera too, because it's so multicultural and all the different languages one has to learn. Did you study Italian and German and everything?
Yes, I studied Italian and German and French and a little Portuguese. And
wow.
So I sing in all those languages, and I also wrote two of my songs on my new album are half in Italian.
What appeals to you in terms of Italian music and history, culture, all of it?
Absolutely. The culture of Italy and just the beauty of the language itself, the vowels and everything about it makes it more musical. And the word bel canto actually means beautiful singing. So just the definition of Italian music itself is beautiful. And
have you ever been to Italy?
No, I
on
want
your bucket
to.
list?
It definitely is, yes.
Yeah. Do you speak Spanish?
I'm learning a little bit of Spanish.
Is there anything in the I guess I'm showing my ignorance, but I don't think, is there anything in Spanish in the repertoire, the opera repertoire?
Yes.
I don't know that I've heard a lot of, but I'm sure in Latin America they do repertoire in Spanish, operas.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sarah Brightman does a lot of Spanish songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you mentor too? Do you teach master classes, or do you work with young people?
Not yet. I'm just focusing on growing my own fan base, I guess, right now.
Yeah.
I'm not really at the stage of
So you're
mentoring yet.
We'll pause now to listen to Nicole singing Only Dreams.
Mi hai colto di sorpresa, sei molto gentile, molto gentile. Sei bello come un principe, ma anche umile. Anche umile. E le canzoni che mi hai cantato, cosa ci hai pensato? Nothing's as it seems. Only floating on clouds, I am falling again. Flying with stars, I will see you again. La sera.
You're the chief cook and bottle washer, right? So you're managing your own career, you're your own agent, your own booker, blah, blah, blah. You do everything, right?
I do almost everything. I do have a manager who helps me with booking.
And who's that? Let's give him a shout out. Who's your manager?
That would be my momager.
Okay, great.
And so we work together to make it all happen. And it's definitely a lot of work to wear so many different hats to make everything happen. You know, I do my own music production, my own stage production, my own costuming, so it's a lot. Social media, marketing, and all of the things.
Well, so that means that you consider yourself an entrepreneur, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Because you're making it happen on your own.
Mm-hmm.
That's a wonderful thing about technology today, that you can bypass the formal music business. So many gatekeepers, right?
Yeah.
And people who make arbitrary decisions. And it's not always based on your talent. It's all kinds of things, you know. But was that conscious on your part to go the route you're going to paint? Is it because of artistic control? What is it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's about artistic freedom and the ability to create my sound and my voice and tell the story that I want to share with my music and to stay true to myself.
At Butler, do they teach, or how did you learn this? Do this on your own? Did you research? How do you forge a career in this business? I mean, did you literally go on and read bios of other people and whatever when you made your choice? Well, I'm going to go alone and make this happen. What did you do?
Yeah, absolutely. All of those things. You have to have a vision for who you want to be as an artist. And, you know, there's a lot of different opinions on what one might do, but I had a very clear idea of who I wanted to be as an artist and what I wanted to sing, and combining all of that as a crossover artist. That's why I love the crossover, is because it allows you to mix all of the genres. And recently someone heard my music and they said, it sounds like every genre in one, you know, because I can include a little pop, a little opera. But under a traditional label, they might tell you, oh, we don't want that song on the album, or we don't want, you know. So I get to create my own albums and create my own brand.
Yeah. Well, let's go back to Anthony, because I referenced the fact that she's the next great crossover artist because of the different genres he mixes. Did you know that in advance, and did he know that about you?
I definitely knew that about Anthony. I don't know if he knew that about me, but
I'm going to be more nosy. How did you come together? Who got you together?
Yeah, it was Meg Osborne.
Oh,
yes.
That's right. I'm sorry. You said that she is the PR guru of Carmel and the surrounding area. She's a public relations agency. She and her wonderful husband. Mm-hmm. They run their company, Osborne's and Associates, so I thought I'd give them a shout out. They've been very helpful to me. I think they represent like Actors Theater of Indiana, City of Carmel, all kinds of folks. Do they not?
Yeah. She did the promotion for my Holiday and More concerts. That's how we met.
Is she your PR agency?
Yes, when I do a concert.
You're on the show?
Yes.
Okay, good. Well, I didn't have to go through her. I just approached you myself. But anyway, well, yeah, that's great. And she's got a very talented son who's a sculptor. Do you know him?
That's right, yes.
Tell me about your message to younger people who are pursuing a career as a singer, professional singer. What direction or advice can you share?
I would tell anyone who's younger and wants to pursue this that you have to have a deep faith in yourself and a vision for your voice, and you have to be willing to make a lot of sacrifices. You can have an ordinary life, or you can have an extraordinary life, but you can't have both. And so you must choose extraordinary things to make your dreams happen. If you're not willing to make the sacrifices, if you're not willing to put in the time and have the patience, then you can't expect to achieve your dream.
Would you consider yourself a dreamer?
Yes, definitely.
It sounds like a big dreamer, too.
Yes.
A favorite word of mine has arisen. And probably because of this podcast, because of the people I've had the pleasure of talking to. But my whole career I've interviewed, but of late, it seems to me I'm meeting a lot of people who talk about manifesting, you know, wanting something and making it happen. Do you manifest?
I mean, I definitely set intentions, and
that's
I
a word too, is
a,
similar, intentional.
Yes, be intentional about visualizing what you want yeah, you have to have an idea of where you're going in order to get there. If you're going on a trip, if you're going on a road trip, you got to have a map and you have to have a destination and you have to know exactly where you're going. You might not know all the steps along the way. You might have to take some detours, but you have that end goal in mind. So that's very important.
Yeah. And back to manifesting, though, you have to be a visionary, right? What does that mean to you? Have you ever seen yourself, you manifested and you visualized that you're on a stage like the Palladium, which you were on? Did you ever manifest that and then you made it happen?
Yes, I always am holding in my mind my goal and visualizing it, because if you don't keep your sight on it, then you'll lose sight of it and life just kind of happens and your dream gets lost in all the noise. You have to constantly remember, who am I and what am I trying to do and what's important to me. And yeah, keeping that vision, I do like to maybe print out a picture of what I'm wanting.
Do you have one of those vision boards?
Oh, I love vision boards.
What kind of pictures are on it, or did you put on it at one time?
Oh, yes, different gowns that I like, or different songs I want to write, or different ideas of things, like different quotes, even little quotes you get on your tea bag, like this one I have with me today. It's by Emily Dickinson. Beauty is not caused, it is. So I'll take this and I'll put that on my vision board,
Yeah.
just different things that inspire me.
You like to be inspired, huh?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about, and this is for college students, students who are studying, what would you say to them about let's talk about professionalism. What does that word mean to you?
Well, professionalism is always showing up at your best. It's always giving it your best. It's always putting value on what you do, not doing things just for free, all the time. Treat it like it has value. And I think giving it 110% and treating it like a plan A, and not a plan B or a hobby. I've dedicated my whole life to music and it's who I am. It's everything that I am.
Tell me what your thoughts about discipline. Are you disciplined? What does that mean to you?
You have to be as a performer, even though it doesn't really come supernaturally to me, but I've learned over time that you have to form small habits every day, and that's really discipline, is making sure that you're doing the things that need to be done every day. And yeah, being disciplined with your time and being disciplined with your habits. I try to always eat a healthy diet, get enough rest, take care of my mental health and my spiritual health. And so, yeah, there's a ton of discipline.
How do you feel about professionalism in terms of when you're disciplined? How do you feel about managing your time and preparation?
Yeah. Well, I've learned that when there's an event coming up, you have to back up as far as you can from the date of whatever it is, whether it be a performance or something important that's coming. You got to back up and work on it a little bit every day. And it's much better than procrastinating and trying to learn a song at the last minute. Sometimes, I notice that it's best to learn a song even a couple years in advance. And the more you sit with a song and the more you perform it, the more you practice it, the better and more natural it becomes. So you really can't. There's never starting too early.
And what are your thoughts in relationship to discipline about artists and being prepared, arriving promptly, all of those kinds of things?
Yeah, it's all very important. To respect everyone's time and you can't leave the audience waiting. You must be on the stage on time. And
was that something instilled in your family growing up, or did you learn that in your training?
A little bit of both, yes. And I just find when you give yourself enough time and when you feel prepared, it helps you to be more calm about the process too. If you're in a rush and you're late and you're not prepared, and it's not good for the body, it's not good for the singer especially to be stressed before a performance. So I do it for my own mental state when I'm getting ready for something.
And then I presume that focus is important as well. What does focus mean to you?
It's so important. It's everything. Focus is everything. When you're on the stage and you want to live in the moment, you want to be in the emotion, but at the same time, There's kind of a duality there where you're laser focused on the music and everything that you're trying to remember, the words, the lyrics.
Do you find, though, that that's predominant in the culture of the performing arts? When you're working on a production, everybody is part of a team, right? I mean, is that where you're most comfortable, when you've got a team of people who are all focused on their roles?
Yeah, I think the more in sync and the more focused everybody is, the more energy can be focused to bring the best performance possible. Yeah, for sure.
What are your dreams for the future? Let's talk about, what are your larger goals, the big dreams?
Well, my biggest dream is that somebody somewhere hears my songs that I write and it helps to bless them, or it helps to help them feel a little less alone, and maybe inspires them to pursue their dream. And I just want to continue to write songs and to continue to share them, and that they might help inspire other people. And of course, I'd love to sing on more really big stages and wear more beautiful gowns and things. But, it'd be wonderful to travel the world and sing more duets and be on television and all those wonderful things. But I do enjoy the journey, as they say. And so I'm enjoying the process.
May I ask your age?
Oh, well, they say a true lady never shares her age, so I'm afraid I can't answer that.
I'll respect that. But it would appear to me, visually, that you're going to have a long life ahead of you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I wish you the best. As I said, I was really struck by your performance, and I can tell, and I think I have pretty good instincts about this, because over my career I've seen a lot of emerging people who've gone on to have huge careers, and I like to think I'm good at predictions, and I see you have star quality. I see that.
Wow.
You have what it's called that it factor. Do you know what it factor means?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and it seems too like you're pretty comfortable in your own skin, right?
Thank you so much, Tom. That means so much to me.
But I mean, authenticity is really important to me. As I said, I meet a lot of people doing TV and doing podcasts and media work. Oftentimes people have a persona that they present, but then there are other people that you see their authenticity. They're not afraid to be vulnerable. You can tell the ones that are very cautious and the public image, but then there are others who aren't afraid to just be themselves and be vulnerable. What do you think about vulnerability in general?
I totally agree with you. I would like to think that I can share my heart with my audience, and I think just my fans and their reaction to me and their acceptance of me has really opened my heart and allowed me to feel safe sharing who I am with my audience and with my fans and with everyone, because for maybe a long time as a child, I felt pretty shy and pretty afraid to share myself or to be myself.
But it's wild.
Music
Here you
changed
are.
me.
You want to perform in front of thousands of people.
Yes, we're hoping for arenas
it's crazy,
someday.
Isn't it? Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. We share this in common. I'm shy. I'm still shy. But, I never think about who may be listening or watching, because I would be frozen. So just kind of focus on the moment, right? Well, how do you feel about living in the moment, by the way?
I think it's very important. What do they say? The past is gone and the future is a mystery, but the present is a present. Okay. Something like that.
Anybody special in your life?
There's so many special people in my life.
Okay.
All of my fans are very special to me.
No romances?
Well, there might be some clues in my songs. You'll have to listen to my albums.
Whoever comes into your life is going to be a real lucky person. So there you have it.
Thank you,
Well,
Tom.
thank you again. And I will make sure that I listen to all your music. And I'm really excited to see what lays ahead for you. Let's close today's show with Nicole singing "Oh Holy Night."
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, O hear the angel voices, O night divine, when Christ was born. O night
Thanks for giving me your time today.
Thank you, Tom. It's been such a pleasure to speak with you, and thank you so much.
I'll see you from my seat on the aisle, okay?
All right.
Our thanks go out to our media sponsor, Urban Times. Urban Times is a monthly news magazine which serves as the official newsletter for 15 Indianapolis neighborhoods, offering news about development, arts and entertainment, and from the business community. Thank you for joining me on the aisle. Please subscribe to my podcast, and if you want to hear previous episodes, find them on the All Indiana Podcast Network, or listen to them wherever you get your podcasts. This is Tom Alvarez.
Who will take center stage on the podcast next? Your seat on the aisle with Tom Alvarez awaits. Follow Tom on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and make sure to visit tomalvarez.studio. Watch Tom every other Thursday on Lifestyle Live on Wish TV, and make sure to listen every week here on the All Indiana Podcast Network.